You know what's kind of like... Well, you know what's an awesome job to have is like the poetry translators for languages.
Oh, that is sick, actually.
It's really cool because like
What the fuck am I doing?
you could write a poem in so many different ways, and like there was this dude who was like translating this one French guy's poem, and it sounded so different in direct translation in English.
Oh, well,
like,
I bet.
He was like writing to the daughter of the king, and he was like, "I hope you," because she was sick.
The poet or the
poet?
Okay, not the translator.
No, not the translator. And he was like, "Oh, I hope."
Shit. God damn it.
Like, I hope you feel better and that you eat some things so you stay plump. And that's
She's like, creep?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but so essentially.
Oh, really?
But no, not for real. I mean, it was probably, I would imagine she took it as a great compliment.
Yeah.
But
what poem is this?
I can't remember the name of it. But this
was this what the poem was about?
Or yeah, it was what the poem was about.
But the poet was actually concerned with the actual princess or the character.
No, the poet was just like a really high regarded member in society, and like the daughter was sick. The king's daughter was sick.
Is the king's daughter a real person or a character within the poem?
It's a real person.
Okay.
But also a character within the poem. Like, you should get better.
Oh, okay. So it's like sort of like a documentary, autobiographical.
You know what? I'll find it for the next episode, and we can.
Oh, is it time?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I will. I'll find it, and I'll get you the deets on who the name is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's actually poetry.
Dude, I fucking love poetry.
Motherfuck. I've been reading some Byron lately, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really, because I like it, but I've never been super into it, so I'm sort of trying to get into it. So my capacity to like describe my experience with it is limited. Yeah. Because like right now I'm at the stage where I'm like, I like this, but I don't know why I like it. Mm-hmm. So I'm still figuring that out. But I have been reading it, and I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know why I like it. I just do. And that's so I'm sort of in an unfortunate.
That's totally.
No, it's legitimate. But I'm in an unfortunate stage to be talking about it because all I can muster is like, I like it because it's good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you have to. I don't know.
I'm kind of a
nerd about this stuff.
Sure.
I wanted to be an English major.
Really?
And I've read a lot of poetry, and I really love poetry, and I think it's one of the ways. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
We should.
Totes.
We should all like.
Poetry was super big for my voice and speech class. Our voice and speech teacher, for better or for worse, would go on and on about poetry. I always was interested.
I only recently became interested because of my literature professor.
Yeah.
And he was super awesome, and he was like, you know why people don't like poetry? It's because they're afraid of what they're going to learn about themselves.
Whoa!
Yeah. And I'm like,
big
you're
words,
so
man.
right! I was afraid of some songs. Because I knew, like, I was afraid of some shit. And I was like, man, they speak the truth, and I'm just, like, not willing to hear it. Yeah.
That's sick, dude, yeah. That's a really great insight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He has, like...
Oh, I see.
He's had such an impact on what I have wanted to do, but he has no idea.
Like, you should tell him. I think he'd probably really like it. I mean, I have no idea who this person is. Maybe he'll be
he was one of my
disgusting
community college professors. I should talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really into it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Okay, good.
A poet I'm really into is Ha Jin.
Ha Jin, okay.
He
Chinese?
I think he's Japanese.
Ha Jin. Okay, that sounds kind of well,
I'm probably wrong. I'm so wrong because
because Ha Jin sounds Chinese, but I'm also somebody that is like the whitest person.
Fuck it, I'm gonna look up all these
poets. I really
have
no idea
because I really want.
Give me some suggestions of shit you. I mean, I've only said
Missed Time by Ha Jin is one of my favorite poems.
Really?
Yeah.
This might sound kind of simple, but one of my favorite poems as a kid was the Walrus and the Carpenter from Alice in Wonderland.
What? No, it's awesome.
Because I don't know, it's sweet and funny. Yeah. It's not very high concept, but I always dug it.
Well, it doesn't. That's like it.
It doesn't have the point of poetry is not to be high concept.
Yeah.
It's to be poetry.
Because this Ha Jin's awesome. Yeah, he's American Chinese. My fucking bad. I apologize for spreading that fake news.
You piece of shit.
He's a contemporary Chinese American
fake news,
poet,
Michael.
and he's done novels.
Oh, nice.
And his.
I'm gonna die. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not going to die.
And his poetry is associated with the Misty poetry movement. Oh, that's really cool.
The Misty.
Mm-hmm.
Like the character from Pokemon.
Exactly. He devoted his entire work.
There's an entire series on Blastoise, dude. It's really great. Have you read his Staryu poetry?
Oh. There's nothing to say!
I knew the instant that you started, I was like, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not. It is not cool.
Would you consider Edgar Allan Poe poetry?
You know...
Poetry?
I do. Because, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's read a lot, and that's great. I think there's a lot of other poets we should be reading.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's taught the classics, like Emily Dickinson, who's great.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I love...
the classics are classics for a reason. They're all good. But I agree that, like, sometimes it can be... The geniuses of the non-classics can be lost in the rush to, like... To get people through, like, a primer of poetry.
Absolutely.
You know who writes really good poetry?
Tell me.
The man who shakes a spear.
Shakespeare?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Shakespeare?
Shakes dude.
Willie Shakes?
You know his family emblem? Or his crest or whatever? Because he got one. I believe that I'm trying to remember my history so I could be wrong, but I believe he became a gentleman, like, which is an actual like, established position in society. Like, kind of like below a knight, sort of.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
But kind of a member of the higher class. He became one because he made enough money during his lifetime. And he got, like, his own, like, family crest, I think. And it's literally of a hand shaking a spear. Like, it's a hand, like, and there's like wavy
That's
lines.
Hilarious.
There's like vibration lines. Yeah.
Awesome.
I really hope I'm not remembering something. I really hope, because this has been a long time, but this is one of those things that I would, like, never forget. Yeah, dude, Shakespeare. Talk about, like, fucking people not giving enough. Well, I mean, a lot of people give enough credit to Shakespeare, but a lot of people have a misinformed view of Shakespeare.
There's a lot of people who are just like, oh, it's just,
And I think a lot of it is because they're not exposed to it in the right way. Like, a lot of high school students don't like him, and I'm not saying it's not legitimate to not like Shakespeare. That's not true at all. If you don't like Shakespeare,
be passionate about
what you believe in, but also be informed. I find that a big criticism of Shakespeare from, like, college or high school students, and like myself at one point, was that his plots are very contrived, which I think in some cases is absolutely true, but is done purposefully to. They're fairy tales. All his plays are taken from fairy tales.
Yeah.
So and it's not really about plot. Like, the genius of Shakespeare, the stuff that's great about him is not plot, and plot is sort of, when people say that, I think they're giving too much credit to plot and not enough to story or character.
Character is definitely one of his fucking strongest.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, and the way he writes language, I don't know, it's
like, I was totally in that boat where it's like, oh, Shakespeare's not that, like, he took everything from another fucking thing, and it's just like that. He did take references for fucking sure, but he did his own thing with it.
He absolutely did. Like, the real meat and potatoes of Shakespeare. I mean, there's, like, a reason why we're still doing Shakespeare, and it's not this, like, slavish, like, devotion to, like literary authority. It's because people are literally still figuring out things about his texts, like, years late, like, hundreds of years later. I was doing I'm an actor, and the studio that I was in at NYU it's called the Classical Studio, and what I was doing there was Shakespeare, a lot of classical work, and we were going through the process, and my teachers have been doing this stuff, have been going over the same texts for decades, and they're still discovering new shit during the process of the play. They're like, oh wow, I never thought of it like that. When he says this, he might mean this, or he might mean, oh shit, this other thing. And there's so much, like, to use like a term I don't, like, quite like, it's really deep. Yeah. And I hate saying it's really deep because that's such a fucking weak, like, what does that mean? But in this case, it means like there is so much in the text that isn't readily available. Like, a lot of people treat Shakespeare like it's a
straightforward read.
Like it's like a melodrama, a soap opera. And you can read Shakespeare like a soap opera. It's very easy to do that. But if you like really look at some of the stuff that he's writing, it's not a soap opera. Or if it is, it's like the best soap operas ever created.
Would it be appropriate to say it's like a parody of a soap opera, almost?
No, I don't think he just parodies necessarily, but I think a lot of his work is satirical.
Okay, yeah, that's way more appropriate to say.
I think a lot of his work is very satirical of society at the time and of people. Like, we did Merchant of Venice, and I played Shylock. Oh,
save that fucking amazing story for next time.
Okay, it's not that amazing of a story, unless you're thinking of something that I'm not. Oh, okay.
No,
what?
It's an amazing story.
Is it?
Next time on Sequin Milkshakes.
Okay, great. Next time, you have to remind me what, because I was just gonna mention like a. Okay, whatever. You'll tell me.